Everyone, welcome to the Rise of the Tamils channel. Today I got Chuck. Hey Chuck, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. So we have come to a farm in the US where he is raising pasture-raised chicken and pasture-raised eggs. So that is what we are going to look into. And Chuck, why don't you introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Chuck Trowbridge. I own and manage Prairie Farmstead here in Sherman, Texas. We are trying to raise nutrient-dense eggs and meat on pasture, out in the air, away from barns, where animals were intended to be, where it's healthy for them and where we can raise really healthy eggs.
So Chuck, one interesting conversation which we had is you are an engineer by profession.
Yes.
And your wife is a doctor by profession.
Yes.
So what brings you to Sherman, Texas and raise a farm with country chicken?
Well, we wanted to be near family, which we're in Dallas, and then we wanted to raise our children on a farm.
Okay, you want to raise your children on a farm,
yes,
right?
we did.
So you're a mechanical engineer, but you chose to be a farm, and you want to raise chicken, pigs and everything. Am I correct?
Yes, yep. Cows, pigs, chickens, and goats.
Okay,
Yeah.
very nice, very nice. All right. So walk me through this. How many hens do you have here in your coop, and what exactly are we doing here?
Sure. So in this pasture here, and on our farm, we have 800 laying hens.
800.
So 400 per coop is the way we've laid this out, and we are constantly on the move. They never stay put. So right now, where we're staying, the chickens are moving that way towards the woods. And as we move the coops and as we move the fence, they get to graze new grass and get new bugs and new worms and a new environment. And it moves them away from their manure and all of maybe the parasites, other things that come with manure and staying in one spot. So we're on the move, and that's what's healthiest for the chicken.
Okay, why don't you show us the coop?
Sure.
So that, we will be able to look at how the eggs are laid.
Sure.
Explain me so Chuck, explain me what is going on here.
Sure. So this is inside one of our mobile coops. One thing you'll notice is there's no floor. So the hens can eat the grass underneath the coop, as well as all the manure can flow to the ground and fertilize our pastures. This is an egg laying box where the chickens go in either side. It's nice and private, and they like to go into a private area to lay an egg. They lay the eggs on the inside. It rolls to the middle onto this belt, and then we stand here and we collect the eggs that were laid, and they come to us, and then we can collect them right here.
Okay.
So we do that once a day, unless it's close to freezing. Then we'll do it multiple times a day so the eggs don't freeze. Okay. But in general, we come out and we collect eggs once a day out of this coop.
So what time do you open the coop here?
So the coop's open right now. The coop's open about 7:45 in the morning. Okay. That gives us a chance to come out and we move the coop before that. Okay. To new ground. It's easier for me to move the coop when they're locked inside.
Exactly.
So we move it. And then we get the tractor out of the pasture, and then the doors open automatically at 7:45.
And then you collect the eggs.
We collect the eggs about 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Why do you do that in the afternoon?
Because they predominantly lay eggs in the morning.
Okay.
So most hens are done laying eggs by noon.
By noon. Okay, gotcha.
Yep. On our laying box, we have an actuator that pushes any hens out real slowly so they can't sleep in the egg box. Okay. That helps us have much cleaner eggs because chickens poop a lot while they sleep. Okay. So wherever they sleep, they have lots of manure, which means dirty eggs. So this box allows us to have much cleaner eggs because it doesn't allow the hens to sleep inside of it at night.
So what is the difference between a pasture-raised eggs like this, and then a cage-free egg, and then a free-range egg?
Great question. They can be confusing sometimes when we have so many options in the grocery store. So let me start with the lowest cost egg in the United States is an egg from a hen that's laid in a cage. So she's in a small cage. The feed and water come to her. The eggs go away from her, but she lives in a small cage, maybe with a couple other hens. So that's the normal egg. That's the majority of it. Then there's a cage-free, which means they're in a barn their whole life, and with nest boxes to go lay their eggs in, but they never leave the barn. Okay. Then free range means that there's doors on the barn that can open and they can leave the barn into a pasture around the barn. The challenge with that is hens don't like to go too far away from water and feed and shade in the summer. So they will venture out a little bit. Some of them will, not all of them, but they'll stay very close to the barn. So they may not get the benefits from being on pasture. So free range doesn't mean open range, it means access to pasture.
Okay.
But the best egg we can produce in the United States is hens on pasture.
Pasture.
That's pasture raised.
Mhm.
That means no barn.
Mhm.
You know, technically it means no barn, and it means movement.
Okay.
It means moving to pasture, because you can see here, this pasture looks different than the one on the other side of the coop because we're moving this way.
Yes.
They have not eaten all of this grass yet, where on the other side of the coop they have eaten a lot of the grass,
Yeah,
right?
that is correct.
So this is new grass that we gave them access to, so they can eat this grass and eat the bugs. So this is true pasture raised.
Yep. And you move this coop every day.
We move this about 5 days a week.
5 days a week.
And that's because of the type of grass we have in this field. If we don't move that fast, they will hurt the grass. We don't want them to hurt the grass. We want them to help the grass. So we have found, at least at this time of the year, we need to move this at least 5 times a week to move across enough acreage.
Chuck, why don't you explain us what difference is your egg making when compared to other eggs?
Sure. So our eggs, they're raised on pasture all year round, no barns. Our hens are also fed a feed that is soy-free and corn-free. So there isn't enough food in our pastures to raise hens without some supplemental feed. So we try to buy the best food we can. That's a non-GMO feed, no GMO, soy-free and corn-free, no soy or corn. And it produces a really fantastic egg. So we pulled a random egg, just random egg. We're gonna check it out. So we're gonna open it up here. Nice hard shell, tough shell here, and look at how thick that white is.
That is correct.
So see how thick that is and how high it is on my hand. The thickness of the white and the thickness of the yolk, how strong that yolk is a better indication of nutrient density than actual color. Color should change throughout the year and change on their diet. So a yolk from a hen given corn is going to be darker orange than a hen with no corn. So ours are going to be more like yellow instead of orange because no corn. Also, most eggs in a store, the yolk is colored.
Colored, that is correct.
Yeah, so
I've seen it, and I was thinking about the color of the yolk decides the quality of the egg, but you said no.
It's not the only thing. So you can see how thick the white was I separated.
Okay. Oh.
And then here's how thick the yolk is.
Oh, wow.
So how thick the yolk is and how tall it is a better indication of density, nutrient density, and health of the egg than necessarily the color. Color should change with nature. So in the summer or in the spring when our grass is super bright green, the yolks will be darker colored. In the fall here, when the grass is more brown, they're more this color.
So Chuck, how do you keep your hens safe from other predators?
Sure. Well, we have a lot of predators that love to eat chickens. So we have 3 or 4 things we do to protect them. The first is this net. It's turned off at the moment, but this net is special in that these are electric wires. The horizontals are electric wires. We can turn this on, especially in the afternoon, so it's on all night, and this protects from the coyotes, dogs, raccoons, possums, anything that's on the ground that would love to eat some chicken. This is our first defense. This also keeps the hens contained in one pasture. The second defense is the coop itself. So the coop, the automatic doors close at night, so no owls or hawks can go in at night, especially the owls at night like to eat chicken. So the chickens go in at dusk, and then the doors close behind them at dark, and so no owls can go in to eat chickens at night. Or if an animal got through the electric fence, it couldn't get to them. Then we have one goose, a male goose, that really protects the flock. He thinks they're his own, and he tries to scare away the hawks and owls. He does a very good job. He's not 100%, but he does a great job. And he just lives with them. He thinks they're family, eats their feed, drinks their water, just lives with them. And then we have a fake coyote up by the water. I don't know if you can see it. But we have a fake coyote. So this is just a coyote decoy, a fake coyote that we had a hawk that was eating 1 chicken a day. We just couldn't stop it. We tried different things. We bought this coyote decoy, and it didn't come back. It was scared of the decoy. But we moved this throughout the pasture so that the wild animals and the wild birds can see this and think that there's maybe a dog or a coyote here to protect us. So the coyote decoy and the goose do a good job of protecting the hens. Okay, so this is one of the waters. So we give them lots of water. So water is a big part of an egg. So we never want to limit water to a hen.
Okay.
So this is almost like an emergency backup. We have little waters in the coop so they can drink throughout the night or when they wake up in the morning. There's water lines in the coops, but then we always keep this one. This can hold up to 80 gallons. This is for an emergency. If the water line stops, leaks, or if there's any problems at all, we always have 60 to 80 gallons of water right here available for them to drink.
Okay, got it.
And the goose really likes this water because he can get his whole beak in versus the smaller waters in the coop. So it's just a big water trough with a valve in it to let water down and let them drink out of that. So
quickly show us the feed and what do you feed the hens with?
Sure. So we use a organic nutritionalist to help us with the recipe for their feed.
Okay.
So it's called their feed ration. So this feed is, again, it's non-GMO. It's no soy, no corn. But because these chickens are omnivores, they need lots of protein. So this feed varies in protein throughout the year between about 17% and 20% protein to meet the demands of the season. So in the summer when it's the hottest, they eat the least amount of feed. In the winter, when it's the coldest, they eat the most amount of feed. So we vary the feed depending on the temperature so that they're getting what they need. So this has peanut meal and milo, and then vitamins and calcium for them. So they need a lot of calcium for the shell on an egg.
Okay.
So this supplemental feed helps get all the nutrients they need. We give it to them free choice. They can eat as much as they want in these big feeders outside that we fill with a tractor, and then inside we fill some smaller feeders so that they have some breakfast in the morning before the doors open.
Okay, got it. And how many hens do you have in here, you said?
There's 800 in this pasture, 400 per coop.
Okay. And how many eggs do they lay?
They lay about 300 per year.
300 each hen?
Each hen lays about 300 per year.
Okay, all right. So we have come to the end of the video, Chuck. Thanks for explaining all this, beautiful things that you're doing for the next generation, where you want the kids to be hale and healthy, eating pasture-raised eggs. So one question I have to you though. So you don't cut the beaks of these chickens, right? Why do you do that?
So it's an option when we buy the baby chicks to have the beak intact. This is a natural beak, or we could clip the end of the beak like a toenail, clip it off. We don't do that because we want them to be able to forage on the ground like they're intended. The chickens that have a docked beak, a cut beak, are for inside of a barn or inside of a cage where they may peck at each other and hurt each other. That's not a problem for us because they have lots of space. We're not confining them. They're not fighting with each other for space. And we just want them to be able to forage and eat as much as they can from nature, from the pasture.
And you also sell all the eggs, meat, everything here in your store?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah, mostly through our website, prairiefarmsteadtx.com. If you put anything in your shopping cart, when you pick a dozen eggs or some chicken meat, if you pick that into your shopping cart, it'll then ask you, where would you like to pick up your order? All around Dallas, different points around Dallas, and always here at the farm.
Okay, and these stay fresh for 30 days without
at least, because we move them very quickly. When you get an egg from us, it's very fresh. And so you can always buy a month's worth of eggs, no problem, and they'll be still fresh and good to eat. So.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot for this interview.
Thank you for coming.
All the best for your future.
It's been a pleasure.
Okay, thanks a lot.